Hello viewers and welcome. Today we want to go through the making a wine at home from the basic ingredients that you can get at your grocery store. My name is LT and we just started lockdown home brew all for you guys. So basically what we need, as you can see, is 3 liters of grape liquid fruit, 100% red grape, no preservatives. You're gonna need 3 cups of sugar, some yeast as you can see, as well as a 5-liter used water bottle with the cap, a funnel, and some balloons. So basically these are just the main things that you're going to need. You can get majority of these things from this. So we're just going to use the funnel. We're going to fill in the sugar. There goes 1 cup of sugar. We add in the 2nd cup of sugar. And we add the 3rd cup of sugar. Why I like to add the sugar first and put the juice in after that is we get a nice aeration, as you're going to see now. So using the same funnel we can just pour in our juice. See the bubbles? That's the aeration I was talking about. Oxygen is good. For now, for later, it isn't. See how thick the sugar is at the bottom. You can actually see the separation, the sugar between the juice. So now we're going to add the 2nd liter of juice. You can add it more slowly if you'd like. I prefer it more aerated, meaning where the air is circulating, there's oxygen in that juice. That oxygen is going to help the yeast later, as you're going to see. And that's our 3rd liter. There you go. Now the next step, we just want to make sure that the temperature is at room temperature. You don't want to add the yeast if it's too cold or if it's too hot. That might cause a bit of problems with the yeast and how they do their job, which might result in it not fermenting or taking less or taking more time to ferment. But before adding the yeast, you're going to make sure to do this next step. We need to ensure that we mix that sugar and that juice so that you don't see that separation, nor do you. The sugar needs to be within the juice. So you're going to put the cap on nice and tight. Move everything out of the way and start. This is just my tactic. You can do whatever you like. Just make sure that the sugar gets mixed into the juice and it dissolves. You don't want to see any of the sugar at the bottom. As you can see from the first clip, there's no sugar at the bottom there. You see? You can't really see that difference. Now you can see a slight bit. There we go. There's the sugar. Okay, so it's not mixed enough. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna mix it more. Mix it thoroughly, mix it vigorously. Make sure the sugar dissolves. We can see it's a nice setup. Looks like everything is dissolved. I'm just going to sort out whatever I need to sort out in the background currently. Right, look at there, no sugar in the bottom, everything is looking good. You can see in the light it's basically see-through, a little bit thicker than we started, but that's due to the sugar being mixed into the juice solution. So we got our solution now. We're just going to place that aside. We're going to look at the temperatures, want to ensure everything is right. We're looking at about 18 degrees Celsius at the lowest to 24-26 degrees Celsius. Okay, the yeast does what it needs to do best at about 24 degrees Celsius. So I just went with a rule of thumb, 1 teaspoon per liter. So we put 3 liters. I'm going to put 3 teaspoons, 3 level teaspoons of yeast, as I put 3 level cups of sugar. So basically I just went 1 cup sugar, 1 teaspoon yeast per a liter of juice. There we put in the 3rd spoon. You don't have to mix the yeast, it's up to you. Really I just spun the bottle a couple of times, twisted it, and yeah, just left it. But don't close the bottle immediately. Give it some time, let some air mix with the yeast. It's gonna thing. You saw I closed the bottle, but this video is fast forwarded a little bit. Okay, so once everything is done, yeast is in there, you're happy with how things are looking. You can see there's some bubbling happening on top. As you saw before, I used a balloon. Alright, so instead of using an airlock, I used a balloon. Alternately, you can leave the balloon without any holes, or you can poke a few holes. This scenario, I didn't put any holes. You can see the balloon look like a shriveled up condom at the moment. But we're just gonna give it a little while, let things happen. This is the end result. I'm just letting it sit. I'm gonna take it out of the light eventually. There you see. This is quite a few minutes in advance, maybe about 30 minutes. The fermentation has begun. The balloon, it's getting a bit erect. It's actually, the carbon dioxide is now starting to go into the balloon, and that's what's causing it to actually inflate. Okay.